This is a special edition. We're doing a special series of episodes here where I'm introducing you to some incredible people because they're all a part of a compilation book that my partner Jake Fowler and I put together called Hunger for the Hustle. And we are interviewing all of the authors. So you get a chance, a little bit of an insight into how brilliant and amazing these people are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special edition of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. This is another of our amazing author interviews with the several authors. We've gone through many of them now, of the 28 authors in the compilation book, Hunger for the Hustle. This book comes out on December the 3rd. You, my friends, are going to absolutely adore it. You got to get your hands on a copy. We'll tell you how at the end of this video. But in the meantime, I have with me a genius. This man is brilliant. This man helps you accomplish in your business what you never thought possible. In fact, it was due to his inspiring and caring words and his wisdom that I took my fledgling company and turned it into a 7-figure monster in the marketplace. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the incredible and the amazing and the author of a chapter in our upcoming book, Mr. Keith Lloyd. Welcome to the show, Keith Lloyd.
Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate all those kind words. I mean, I hope I can live up to that height.
Well, that's what you pay me for, right? Isn't that what you sent that e-transfer for?
Yeah. It's on the way. It's on the way.
Keith, it's so good to have you on the show, buddy. It's so good to have you on the show. Now, this is a real quick hit, sir. So, because we could talk for hours, but I want to know what it is that our listeners and viewers can get and our readers can get when they tackle your chapter in Hunger for the Hustle.
Thanks. Well, for starters, I've had 37 years of entrepreneurship. So I've had lots of in my book, in my chapter, it refers to roller coaster rides.
Mm-hmm.
Roller coaster rides are great as long as there's always an uphill to them. I will say that the one thing I think that the reader's going to get out of this is some inspiration to just keep going. That there is good things, beyond the stuff that creates the muck that entrepreneurs have to wade through. I really feel that that's going to inspire them to do that. I've been through many iterations of companies. I've had some successful ones and not so successful ones, but I'll tell you this, the not so successful ones are the ones that actually got me to the successes that I have now. And in terms of what the reader's going to get out of this, I would like to believe that they're going to get some information about like what happens when you have all these wonderful successes and then all of a sudden they're gone.
How do you recover from that? Yep.
How do you recover from that? For me personally, there was a huge loss of identity for about 2 years. And
that's a good way to put it too, a loss of identity. I like that because you lose, because you sold a business and then sort of lost who you were. And how do you restructure that and rebuild that?
I had a business. I had a very successful business I built from scratch to 1.8 million annual revenues of a boutique-y kind of company.
And that was a while ago. Like we're talking, that was 20 years ago now, wasn't it, Keith? Oh, right. Sorry.
No, it was actually about 16, 17. But, honestly, like, what it did was what that gave me was the perspective that this doesn't just like the downsides and the upsides don't just affect you, it actually affects everyone else around you,
right?
Your kids, your wife, that's normal, that's what you would normally kind of expect. But for me, I had suppliers that were supplying us with like 5 figures a month of products that I needed to use to turn into what I was doing as manufacturing, and like that affects them. And then, I had 25 employees. So now all of a sudden, like, I found in the business that I sold, when I sold the business, I got them jobs in the new place that got the business, or both bought the business. And that, they were very grateful for that. It affects your customers. I would walk into a Safeway, like, 2 years later, you go like, we miss you. Like,
right.
Not coming back.
Yeah.
It's not where I'm going. I'm not going back there. I'm going forward. Thanks. So, honestly, I would hope that the reader is going to get out of this some inspiration and some knowledge that there are a lot of ways that you're affected by the ups and the downs. and that you just push through them and you keep going.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. And so now, Keith, you've been through this process. Give us in 30 seconds here, where are you now? What is it you do now? How did you turn that sort of up and down roller coaster ride into something brand new for yourself?
Well, I came out of that and decided to, oh, I've been a very successful entrepreneur. Now I want to get into the corporate world. That didn't work so well because, entrepreneur of 20
Get
years.
in line and stay
Yeah.
straight there.
So,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
then it was like, well, actually, what I can do is help people, right? And help other businesses do what they do. And as you can see here, my company is called the Business Surgeon. I've had it we rebranded in 2011 to Business Surgeon. I've been using that since. And in the last 3 or 4 years, I've acquired or become partners in about 3 other companies. Some of my clients have made me COO of their companies. So I'm pretty busy. That's where I am now, but lots of successes and lots of less steep hills, less big drops.
Yep.
In terms of what's been going on. But honestly, I'm really comfortable in the place that I'm in my life, and I don't mean that in a way that I'm complacent. I mean that I now have a rhythm. I now have momentum. I now have the knowledge that okay, this actually it doesn't matter what I do. I'm gonna succeed at it as long as I'm resilient, as long as I'm consistent with my actions,
Right.
and honestly, one of the favorite one of the favorite clips that I like to watch every once in a while is Steve Harvey's Just Jump.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, because that wasn't me. That wasn't me for about 30 years of this entrepreneurship. It was like, no, I can only do one thing. That's what I do. Right.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I started listening to that. I did some personal development programs and I realized, you know what, there's a whole world out there for me. And so I decided, you know what, I don't need to just be that one identity. Again, we go back to that identity thing.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And now, 3 or 4 companies, COO, I have a 2.5-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
At my age, that's challenging enough. And somehow I got time to write this book, and thank you very much for the opportunity to do that, to be part of this. Great book. Everything that the reads that I've had or the people that I've got to meet through this, they have some great stories. They
They
really
do.
do. They
Yep, they
really
do.
do. And
And
for
so
anyone that,
if we boiled down your chapter there, Keith, into kind of a one sentence, like this is the kernel of wisdom I'd like for somebody to pull from it. They've read your chapter. What is it that you want them to have pulled from it?
as you're saying that, I'm thinking, okay, push the frick on.
Okay.
Just keep going. You're still on the rails. There's going to be the ups and the downs, but
Yep.
that roller coaster ride is a thrill, and it is always a thrill, regardless, right?
Yep.
If you think about the downs in a roller coaster, that's where the thrill is. Learn from those things so you can go back up again, right?
Yep. I love it. Beautiful. Beautiful, my friend. And now Keith's chapter, you guys, you can find it, all the nuggets of wisdom he gives you, all these really cool strategies and tips and tactics for being in business and hustling to get to where you want to go, and the lessons that he's learned along the way. You captures that all inside his chapter in our upcoming book, Hunger for the Hustle. Now, if you want to get your hands on the digital version of this book, you can do that this coming Saturday, December the 3rd. It will launch on Amazon, and we want you to be there. In fact, we've got an incredible launch party set up and designed and ready to rock and roll for December the 3rd. And you, my friends, are invited. So if you want to find out more about how to join the launch party and how to get in there, we have a Facebook group specific for this launch party. The link is down below in the description here of this channel. And you can find that link, click on there, join the Facebook group, get in there, talk to Keith. He's in the group. You can talk to me. I'm in the group. I don't know why you want to talk to me, but you're going to want to talk to Keith. He's in the group. All the other authors are there. It's fabulous. You get lots of cool information, and you'll be invited to our live launch event, our virtual live launch event on December the 3rd. Now, Mr. Keith, final question for you, my friend. Why are you excited about this book? What jazzed you about being a part of this project?
Gets my story out there. Number one, it helps others. And, honestly, first of all, Michael, you are just as successful an entrepreneur as I am. So don't go, oh, why would you want to talk to me? This is the stuff I kick Mike's butt on as well. But I will say this, the reason why I got involved in this book is because this is something that I want to do for years, is be part of this kind of story that will inspire others. There is a need for good entrepreneurs out there. I think for the longest time, you were told to go to school, work hard, do all those things. Honestly, in this day and age, I see more people going to owning their own businesses, even if it's a side hustle, and this is a great book to take inspiration from and get some ideas from as well. And when you're in those lows, pick up this book and start reading and understand that the people that have been like where you are right now in those lows, those people, all of us, have been in those places, and we've come out the other side, and we are so much better for it. So please read this book and get inspired. And I that's one of the reasons why I really want to be part of this book.
Absolutely. I love it, my friend. Thank you. I really do think that all 28 stories have a different way of helping somebody put their hands back on the driver's wheel of their own destiny. Right. And that's the real appeal of entrepreneurship in general, right? It's like, I want to carve out my own destination. I don't want a business to tell me what my ceiling is or what I'm worth. And that's one of the appeals. It's not an easy journey. It's a very challenging journey, but it's well worth it. Yeah.
No, and people have been close to death in this book. So quite frankly, like if you're in a low, they might have been worse off than you are.
Yeah. Yeah. So grab the book, my friends, grab the book. You can get it on December the 3rd. Follow the Facebook group link down below in the description to join our exclusive group. Get access to phenomenal minds like Keith and all the other 27 authors. And once again, I have been Michael Bridgman. You have been Mr. Keith Lloyd, and you, my friends, have been awesome and amazing. This has been another episode of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. Thank you so much for joining us. So once again, go out there, my friends, cast a spell over your audience, enchant them to come and buy what it is that you have to offer with phenomenal marketing. And I will see you on the next episode. Ciao for now.